William Ruto is a name that has steadily climbed the political ladder in the country and is obviously a name that will not be ignored whenever succession politics are discussed. Ruto has made headlines in the recent past by meeting openly with Kalonzo Musyoka and Uhuru Kenyatta, but secretly with Raila Odinga and Musalia Mudavadi. In this week's edition of Spotlight 2012, KTN's senior reporter Aaron Ocheng examines the reasons why leading aspirants want to be in good books with the Eldoret North MP.
Prime Minister Raila Odinga's advances to his former ally, turned bitter foe William Ruto, have underlined the centrality of Ruto in the race to State House in 2013. Prominent members of the G7 alliance, including Deputy Prime Minister Uhuru Kenyatta and Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, have in the recent weeks been in closed-door meetings with Ruto. Ruto himself has realized how valuable his support, or at very best friendship, means to the other presidential aspirants, and is exuding newfound confidence.
If you happen to come across the Prime Minister, tell him William Ruto is looking for him.
The URP leader further held consultations with Deputy Prime Minister Musalia Mudavadi last week, cementing the perception that Ruto will be the kingmaker in the presidential election. Talk that Raila went to see Ruto has set off a new frenzy of activity and dialogue in the political circles.
If they really talked and they met, the basis of the meeting is for them to re-establish their old relationship, because it is clear that Ruto can no longer survive in the relationship with Uhuru. So the two of them share a common enemy, Uhuru now. Their common enemy is Uhuru because Uhuru does not cope well with Raila Odinga.
Further intrigue was added when elders from the Kalenjin and Luo communities held talks in Eldoret for what they described as peace-building initiatives. The bargain with Ruto is part of efforts the PM has made to win back a region that voted for him overwhelmingly in 2007. Both Ruto and Raila have remained mum on what they discussed behind doors, or whether indeed the meeting took place.
Kwa uchaguzi huu unakuja, hatutaki nusu tena. Tunataka tupate Buffalo mzima. Mko tayari?
I haven't yet had an opportunity to talk to the Prime Minister, but I am looking for him.
What excited me most is the meeting between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. And then there was a meeting between Mudavadi and William Ruto. I want to propose to these three men, William Ruto, Mudavadi, and Raila Odinga, come together.
It means that Uhuru Kenyatta has to start looking for new allies within the political scene. He has options. He can look for Musalia. He can still work with Kalonzo. He has a lot of options.
With the approval of new boundaries after the next election, Rift Valley will have 75 elected MPs, up from the current 49. Any person who gets a block vote from Ruto's backyard is headed for a strong showing or even a win. There are now debates as to whether those trooping Ruto's doorsteps have determined that his working relationship with Uhuru can easily be scattered, since the two are both facing cases before the ICC.
People who might give evidence against Uhuru Kenyatta could be Ruto's friends and possibly Kalenjin. And the people who will give evidence against Ruto, especially within that zone of Eldoret, could easily be Uhuru's allies and possibly people from central Kenya. So if that comes out, it will be difficult for you to pursue a relationship between Ruto and Uhuru while their own supporters are testifying against each other.
Ruto is enjoying his time in the limelight, openly meeting many suitors in what now seems to send the message that he is spoiled for choice. The only trouble is that out of all the leading presidential aspirants he has met, so far including Raila, Mudavadi, Uhuru and Kalonzo, none is willing to be number two. This could mean that all of them are offering Ruto something else other than support for the top seat. Aaron Ochen, KTN Spotlight 2012.